Published author Mthandazo Brian Maseko's latest book is an invitation to the world of teaching and learning through a combination of previous knowledge and experiences. The book is titled Contemporary Economic Issues, a Poetic Approach. The author joins us now in studio to tell us more about the book. Damane, very good morning. Thanks for joining us. Welcome.
Thank you, sir. Morning, sir.
Good to have you, man. Good to have you. I mean, in this book, you talk about the benefits of using poetry to teach economic concepts. Can you explain how that works and why it's so effective?
Well, as an educator, I've quite recognized that, it's quite easier for learners with more especially low cognitive level to understand when they repeat information. So using the poetic approach allows them to recite information more and more, and then it plants the information in their heads.
So is your approach only applicable to economics, or it's also applicable to other subjects as well?
No, quite. I would actually encourage everyone to attempt using this approach because it can be applicable in all subjects.
So do you think your approach will be effective at all levels of education?
Well, yeah, I would say I concur with that one, more especially on the FET from grade 8 to grade 12. More especially if we look into this one, it's focused on the grade 12s. Yes.
And what kind of training or support do you think teachers would need to get, to fully implement this approach?
Well, I would say educators have to just get a revisit to the poetic industry, to just get a look into poems and look into how can they apply it in their teaching or in their lesson plans.
Okay. And how do you think students would react to this new way of learning?
Well, so far, a lot of them appear to be enjoying using this new way because it's more easier. You can look like you're singing, but you're actually learning at the same time.
Yes. So how do you gauge the success of this approach?
Well, so far, I would say it looks to be very much successful because, those who have laid their hands on it appear to enjoy, and I've been getting more requests for more copies.
So how did you, I guess my question is, how did you gauge the success of this project and the implementation thereof? Did you engage schools as a collective, or is it simply individuals that use this approach and it sort of worked for them?
Well, so far it has been individuals, but then this is a humble request for schools to also get a look into it because I believe it can be far much more useful to the learners. Yes. So
what kind of response have you received then from teachers and learners alike about this project?
So far, educators had been very much happy to be using it. Some are already using it, with the learners having to implement it. I'm even waiting for some metrics. We used this to actually give me quite excellent results by January based on the subject itself.
Okay, where can you get a copy?
Well, you may contact me on my personal number on 068 0105 952, and on all social media handles, I'm Brian Maseko. And as soon as I get a call or a request, I'll make sure that the copy is delivered.
Hi, man. I think you need to get in touch with the Department of Basic Education so that it is implemented at all the levels of education. This is so cool. It's a new and novel and an innovative way of learning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Great. Thank you very much.
Great stuff. Thank you. That was Mthandazo Brian Maseko giving us an insight into his new book titled Contemporary Economic Issues, a Poetic Approach.